Hello and welcome all, I'm Abhishek Tiwari and you're watching me on Unplugged TV India. I am back again, some major updates happening around the country. If you are planning to visit India, then there is a major update for you as India issued a revised guidelines for all international passengers. According to the revised guidelines, all international passengers will have to follow 7-day mandatory home quarantine. According to the guidelines, travelers from 19 countries who have been put under at-risk zone will have to submit their samples for COVID-19 test on arrival. These passengers will have to wait for their result as well before leaving the airport or taking a connecting flights. Travelers would have to submit a negative RT-PCR test report conducted within 72 hours prior to the journey. Passengers on arrival would have to take a COVID test at their own prices. If the test reports come out to be negative, then passengers would have to follow a 7-day compulsory home quarantine. The passengers, after completing a 7-day mandatory home quarantine, would have to again repeat the RT-PCR test on the 8th day and would have to upload their result on the Air Suvidha platform. If such travelers are tested positive, their samples should be sent for genome sequencing. Such passengers should immediately isolate themselves and report to their nearest facilities or call National Helpline number 1075. Meanwhile, children under age 5 are exempted from both pre and post-arrival testing. The 19 countries who have been tagged as at-risk zones are as follows. Countries in Europe, including the United Kingdom, South Africa, Brazil, Botswana, China, Ghana, Mauritius, New Zealand, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Hong Kong, Israel, Congo, Ethiopia, Kazakhstan, Kenya, Nigeria, Tunisia, and Zimbabwe. Some of the media reports have reported that Union Health Ministry and Family Welfare, in a meeting with Election Commission of India on Thursday, suggested that the COVID-19 situation in the country is nothing to be worried about and there is no cause of alarm or concern in the view of very few cases of Omicron in the poll-bound states. However, such reports are said to be ill-informed, misleading and far from the truth. Giving more clarity on such reports, Press Information Bureau of India said these reports have very high tendency to start a misinformation campaign in the midst of a pandemic. The Union Health Secretary, in his meeting with ECI, presented the overall global and economic status of preparation of the public health responses in the states for the control and management of the increasing numbers of COVID-19 cases. The focus of the preparation was on the 5 poll-bound states and their neighboring states. At last, the resident doctors breathed a sigh of relief as Supreme Court on Friday, in its interim order, allowed resumption of counselling of NEET PG. A bench of Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and A.S. Bopana directed that the counselling process will be held in accordance with the existing criteria for reservation of 27% for OBC and 10% for EWS in the state government medical institutes under All India quota. The court also upheld the 27% quota for OBC, while the validity of criteria for determining EWS quota will be heard at length by the court in March this year. Spitting on the head of a woman during a seminar has landed hairstylist Javed Habib into legal troubles.
मेरे बाल गंदे हैं और गंदे क्यों हैं? शैम्पू नहीं है। ध्यान से रखो, ध्यान से सुनो। और अगर पानी की कमी है ना,
A police case has been filed against hairstylist Javed Habib for spitting on a woman in a seminar in Muzaffarnagar earlier this week. In a viral video, Habib is heard saying that if there is a shortage of water, use saliva. Muzaffarnagar police has registered a case against him under Section 355 assault, Section 504 insult of IPC and relevant sections of Epidemic Acts. Later, Habib has apologized for his action, saying, "I just want to say one thing. These professional workshops, as in they are attended by people from within our profession. When these sessions get very long, we have to make them humorous. If you are hurt, I apologize from the bottom of my heart," Javed added. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday inaugurated the second campus of Chittaranjan National Cancer Institute in Kolkata via a video conference. The inaugural function was attended by West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, Union Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandviya, Dr. Subhas Sarkar, and many other eminent personalities. Addressing the gathering, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the new campus will go a long way in providing affordable and state-of-the-art care to the people of West Bengal, especially to the poor and middle-class families. Prime Minister mentioned that the country started a year with vaccination drive for children. At the same time, India is also achieving a major milestone by completing 150 crore vaccination doses in the first week of the first month of the year. 150 crore doses in less than a year is a significant achievement and symbol of willpower of the country. Prime Minister also noted that 90% of India's adult population have received a single dose of vaccine. Within just 5 days, 1.5 crore children have been vaccinated with the first dose. The second campus of CNCI has been built at the cost of rupees 540 crores, out of which around 400 crores have been provided by the Union government and the rest by West Bengal government in a ratio of 75-25. The campus is a 460-bedded comprehensive cancer center unit. Bharatiya Janata Party on Friday wrote to West Bengal State Election Commission to immediately postpone the polls for 4 municipal corporations due on January 22 by at least a month. In a letter, BJP said that as we are aware that the COVID-19 and its new variant Omicron has been spreading at an unprecedented rate in the state of West Bengal and rest of the country, India on Friday recorded a whopping 1,17,100 new COVID-19 cases in past 24 hours. Meanwhile, the Omicron tally of the country crossed 3,000 mark within 24 hours as 377 new Omicron variant cases were registered, taking the national tally to 3,007 from 27 states and union territories. Meanwhile, good news is that more than 1,000 patients have been recovered from Omicron. With 1 lakh new cases, the active case of India stands at 3,71,363. Now, if you like our content, then please hit like, share and subscribe to our channel. As the cases are rapidly increasing, one must adhere to all the COVID protocols and follow all the necessary rules. We request you to adhere the COVID-19 rules and regulations and wear masks to keep yourself and your closed ones safe.